Play series. Woo!
What's up, people?
Hold on, I'm gonna just start promoting this on the Twitters and the Facebook.
Hang on, let me make sure sound is all good to go.
Oh, that's right. I'll turn down the game. Oh, we're good? Not like last time?
No, I can actually hear myself this time.
Okay. Hold on, I'm gonna just promote this to our screen.
By the way, people, if you see a black box on the upper right hand of the screen, I finally figured out what that is. Whenever Joel gets a notification of some sort, that's what that is. It's blocking out people's private information. So that's what that is. So don't worry. Nothing's wrong with the video. That's just what it is. Still with me, Joel?
Yep, I'm just telling everyone you're gonna do a thing today during this playthrough, so I'm just to draw them in.
It's like that guy from Legend of Korra. Do the thing! Do the thing! I forgot what that guy's name is. What's that guy's name? Derek. That's his name.
All right, so hang on, I gotta promote on on regular Facebook now.
Well, I realize that. I'm just saying. I think the last thing we did, Joel, was Timeless River.
Right, and I did the gummy ship missions, and I did a tournament.
Which tournament? The Pain and Panic one?
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty much promoting this as you doing the thing. I told them what the thing was because it's the only way to get them involved, but I'm not going to tell the audience what the thing is. So let's wait until we get some people here before we...
yeah, I realize that, Joel. Just keep going. Once some people, I'll start doing it.
Alright. Let's start with, we did the gummy ship mission, so, let's go to pirates.
Let's start with pirates, Joel.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not doing Atlantica like till the very end.
Good.
We'll hopefully get more people show up.
Well, it is Thursday, so we'll see. We shall see. Joel, you and I have said this is probably one of the weirdest worlds I've ever implemented.
Quick, Sora should hide all the maps to Tortuga, because Sora would have no idea what to do.
Are you kidding? Tortuga totally needs to be in this game.
Oh. Yes, because Sora would know.
Now, to be fair, though, to be fair, Tortuga's in a PG-13 movie, so it's not like they couldn't have gotten away with it.
That's true.
I mean, we don't see anything in Tortuga. We don't see a guy, like, for lack of a better term, people gang-banging people out in an alley. We don't see stuff like that. We just see Jack get slapped.
I hope Sora doesn't get slapped if he ever went there, but he probably would. But
I would love to see that.
What did I do? What did I do? I'm sorry, I'm just collecting this.
To be fair, what would he have done to deserve that kind of slap?
To be fair, it could have been a slap made for Jack. And Sora just has no idea why. Like, were you mean to her?
Yeah, and to be fair, Will did get slapped in the second movie, so there is that. It was the second movie that Will got slapped because he was looking for Jack. It doesn't. I am sad that we're not going to see Dead Man's Chest apparently in 3, because I would have really loved to have seen the really stupid ass part when they're on the island of the cannibals.
Yep.
I would have loved to have seen that, just to see Sora and Will try to get up a cliff in those damn buckets. And balls, I mean. This is so bizarre.
This world's aesthetic is just weird.
Yeah, which is weird because the aesthetic, Tron Legacy goes for an aesthetic similar to this, but for there I feel it works better.
That's because Sora's part of the aesthetic. Here it's Peach,
yeah.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy all stick out like sore thumbs.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing about 3 is that they're fitting more in with the aesthetic because their aesthetics more match that world at the time. I feel like that was the Nomura's way of saying, yeah, we get it. Sora and them kind of stuck out like a sore thumb in this world.
Who are you calling punks? It's Sora, Donald, and
I mean, hell, Luxord doesn't even stick out that much as Sora and them do in this world.
Engrave it on your tombstone, to be sure.
For a second I thought Sora said hell, and you were the one who said it, so... like, whoa!
You really think I sound like Sora, Joel?
Nah, I just wasn't paying attention.
Oh, we only get to stomp on a few of you?
I gotta love Sora cocky attitude.
Yeah, I do love the one line where he says, where Pete says, "Oh, they can use their magic," and Sora says, "Hey, Pete, thanks for the tip."
It's no use. We can't beat them.
What do you expect?
I like how cocky Sora has become in this game. He's not overly so like he isn't Chain of Resist. He has just the right amount.
See, I keep telling people I love Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora.
Yeah. I think what we should say about Kingdom Hearts 2, Joel, is that we do love most of the characters' characterizations.
Thanks for the tip.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think everybody's pretty good.
It's more so how the game is structured and written around certain parts that's a little more questionable.
It's Dream Drop Distance where the characterizations start getting a little questionable.
Yeah.
I've switched out the Keyblade, so I'm using the Olympus one now. I lose a bit of magic, but I gain some strength.
Well, Hero's Crest is a really good Keyblade. Especially if you're on standard and easy, the Hero's Crest is usually the way to go, because most of your magic really doesn't help that much. Sup, Vigriff?
Hey, Vigriff. I'm a few seconds behind everybody, so I can't see...
Yeah.
I know there's 2 other people here. Well, one of them might be you, Cole, so...
One of them is definitely mine.
I'm still waiting, hoping for more people to show up before we do go. Oh, by the way, I charged up Valor and Wisdom, so...
Good. So you have Quick Run.
Yes.
Quick Run for people who have not played... Yeah, see, sorry, Joel just showed it. It's basically dash. It's basically a type of dash. I honestly find dodge roll to be a little more useful, especially in some of the organized data fights. It annoys me that Will doesn't get a chance to really. We don't get to see Will fight here.
And he doesn't he? No, Jack's the party member. That's right. I always forget that.
Yeah, no, that's why.
I hope he's a party member next in 3.
I agree. I hope so. I hope he and Elizabeth are party members. Hell, I even hope they make Barbosa a party member. That would be fun.
Yeah. I do love the fact where you have the music. Ooh, we better be careful about that copyright music.
Oh yeah, shit.
Just in case. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, chat. Okay, which one's the audio again? Shoot. Oh, I always forget which one.
Right, and he's a pirate. Will usually do it. What are your thoughts on if you kill him, you'll be just like him? I personally don't believe in that. Most of the time, whenever it's brought up, usually it doesn't make any sense and usually doesn't fall through. Maybe 0.00001% of the time I've seen a decent version of it, but besides that, it's awful. Usually it never works.
I prioritize, by the way, the party chat, so I don't know if I can mute the game. Go check the volume to see what's going on.
Sure.
I prioritize, by the way, the party chat, so
Go check the volume. Okay, yeah, Joel, the music is still there, so what you're gonna have to do, Joel, is you're probably gonna have to mute your TV.
I have my headphones on, dude, so it's all the game at this point. If I mute the TV, nothing happens.
Okay, then, hang on a minute.
We'll just have to hope for the best.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to. Yeah, then I really don't. Yeah. Oh, yep, we're just gonna have to be like Tigger and hope for the best.
I mean, we can always, once we're done with pirates, we can stop and start again with the other worlds.
That might be it. That might be a good idea.
So we don't lose all this beautiful progress. I forgot what way we're going.
Yeah. We apologize in advance, people, if we do have to remove parts of this specific game. This specific one is very touchy in terms of music.
Too late. Huh?
Which is very strange because when we got the claim, it claimed it for the Japanese version of the song, which is a bit strange.
Then she's long gone.
To be fair, that was a difference.
It didn't claim it for Sanctuary specifically so much as it did for, but it did it for Passion, the Japanese version of the song, which is incredibly strange.
She's off limits to civilians. Ah, fortunate that I'm going to commandeer her then.
And also, this song right here usually gets a lot of people in trouble with copyright, so
But we'll have to just talk really loud when the music's playing, like this. Maybe they won't kill us. La la la.
Okay, how about this? Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yo ho, a pirate's life will be.
Something, something, doodle-dee. Num.
Oh, how about this? I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, a diddly diddly doo.
Deely deely da da da. Something in the road. Big one, small one, some as big as your head. Never sing
It's a small world.
No. Let's not torture the audience now.
Okay, I got a better one. It's the end of the world as we know it.
A super-powered mind, a mechanical canine. He's with da 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 da.
Joel, now you're really gonna get us copyrighted.
Sorry. Oh, here's something that always bugged me. Well, the retconning of Sora wanting to be a pirate.
What do you make of this win?
Retcon.
He was with Captain Hook. He didn't have any interest in pirates then.
I think my luck's about to change.
I wouldn't really call that a retcon.
But I'm just saying.
Joel, you realize that people can develop interests over the years. Sora may have dreamt about pirates after being with Hook for being asleep a year. People can develop interests really quick, Joel.
I'm gonna save. Where's this?
Yeah, you better save.
Just saying.
I will say I don't care for. I will say I don't like Jack's limit here. I find it to be pretty superfluous.
By the way, that's not Johnny Depp. Thank heavens.
No, it is not Johnny Depp.
Of course, they get Johnny Depp. Now they get Johnny Depp for 3. Still boggles the mind.
Well, technically they're still working with him, Joel, so, and he still gets work. Actually, Joel, let's comment on that real quick, the whole thing of those kinds of actors getting work. You know why I have no opinion on it right now whatsoever, Joel?
Why?
You know why?
I'll
tell you.
Hollywood?
I will tell you. No, not even that. Well, yes, actually. But because people act like the whole thing with James Gunn, Johnny Depp is all new. It isn't. Because I will bring up one person, and the moment any of you try to argue with me, I'm gonna call bullshit.
Oh boy.
2 words: Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that whole BS? First off, the
He's
man
a weirdo.
ran his mouth up. Not only that, he ran his mouth about the Jewish people. He apologized, and then he got to do movies again. Then his ex-wife, something like that, released a conversation she recorded with him, where he basically admits to her that he beats her. And he also made derogatory comments to Mexicans, black people, you name it.
It's sad how depressing how lighthearted this version of one of my favorite scenes in the movie is that we're talking about Mel Gibson.
Yeah, same here. Especially because Mel... And after that, we thought, oh, his career is over. Nope, he came back. He directed another movie. Got to be in another movie. So I'm like, really? Really?
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah, I'm like, people, you act like this is new. It isn't. The whole thing you're seeing with James Gunn right now about the whole rehire thing, it's just him trying to sweep it under the rug. It's damage control. Companies do shit like that. Is it ethical? Hell no.
No, I'll just say none of it's in good faith. I'll say that much. That's my
No,
opinion.
exactly. None of it is. With Gunn, Depp, Gibson, anyone, usually none of it is done in good faith.
Yep.
Hollywood is full of idiots. Oh, Vigriff, you're really trying to get me to say what I wanted to say this stream, but I'm holding myself back.
We have the final piece.
Oh, you're really trying to get me to start going off right now, but nope, I'm gonna control myself. I'm gonna control.
Sony announces they will make 3 Craven movies. They actually haven't
Wait,
done
is that
that.
announced?
No, I'm just making a joke.
That's to be repaid.
The sad part is I would actually buy that, and which is funny because then Vigriff says, "Please don't hold back." I would, Vigriff. Problem is, if this video gets deleted, then all that's going to be lost in the void. I want this stuff. Actually, yeah. Once we go to Atlantica, once we go to another world, we'll be fine. And then I'm gonna let loose.
Oh, I promoted a big thing, but I promoted this one.
We said, yeah, but we didn't. Yes, but we didn't know this was gonna happen. So bear that in mind, Joel.
Oh, we're not going to Atlantica, by the way. After this.
Not tonight, but I mean after this, the next world we go to, we're gonna stop, come back, and then you're gonna get to see it.
I should have made this video about it. Dang it. Well, it did the description of what it is, so I'm not like...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't know, what am I doing? What am I doing this? Sorry. I always forget what I'm supposed to do here.
You're supposed to talk to Jack.
Right, let me go to Pearl.
It'd be funny if this whole thing gets deleted, because this is when I went off about Mel Gibson, so that'll be fun. And yes, people, by the way, I have listened to that entire phone conversation with him and his wife.
I don't know what we're talking about. Anyway. By the way, let's actually just talk, well, I mean, you know what, who cares? Let's talk about what we actually think about Pirates. At least the first movie.
Which one?
The first one.
The first one is great. The others, not so much.
I like the third one quite a bit, actually.
The third one I like. Problem is, you have to have seen the second movie to really get it.
True,
And
but
that also means having to slog through the second film.
I wish Nathan were here, because I know he really likes the second film quite a bit.
Well, I know he really likes the second one, which one day I would like to do a commentary on that with him. Because have you and I done a commentary on that movie yet, Joel?
No, but you said you haven't when you tried to finish it and you couldn't.
We need to. We should just give in and try to do it through the rest of it. At the very... Beager says he loves the first and the third movies. Yeah.
I really like the third one. I know Connor liked the third one too.
Well, the third one, I'll say this, the third one is beautifully made. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous film.
I saw it in theaters.
It is a gorgeous film. I did too.
During a birthday party, no less, and I was so glad I did. So I got a lot of good memories.
Yeah, I remember seeing the second movie with my mother, and then I forget who I saw the third with, but I saw the third, and that was an interesting experience. I will say one of the scenes from the third movie I love is the opening scene.
I'll say this, Cole. Fourth one's probably closest thing I'll admit to having a guilty pleasure for.
Yeah. And Joel can't give his opinion on the fifth movie because he has yet to see it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, people, the fifth movie, like I said last year, the fifth movie is the most nothing movie I had seen along with Justice League that year.
I remember seeing this first movie again with you when we did a commentary, or did we do a commentary just watch, or did we just watch it?
We did a commentary.
And I remember just...
You can watch the commentary on this channel, people, it's still there.
And I remember just having an experience like, oh wow, this movie is like really good and smart, really written.
Well,
like,
the funny thing is, the way it opens, you think it's going to be really, really hokey, but then when you get to the second act of the film, you're like, oh shit, all those hokey parts, they were all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. And the funny thing is, Jack is the best pirate in the world there because he knows how to play with his cards. He knows how to make the most out of any situation he's in.
Well, not just that. I feel like it's just like all the little things they tie in for the first act and then the second act. It all comes around in the third act. Like, there's nothing missed. It's so tight.
Yeah, it all gets tied together really neatly.
Parlay, the Code, Barbossa, the Jack Barbossa rivalry.
To be fair, I should love the fifth one. Javier Bardem's in it, but he can be in anything, and I'll enjoy watching him.
Except that.
Huh?
Except the fifth Pirates movie.
Well, he's enjoyable in it, but he gets nothing to do. I remember when music here's great. When the music didn't vigor. I love the battle music for.
I hate when I have to fight the pirates because every time they're not in the moonlight, it's like,
Yeah, it's annoying. But I love fighting Barbossa. Barbossa's actually probably one of my favorite boss fights in this game.
I'm gonna try to lure them over here where there's more sunlight. Come on, come on.
Beager says quick run is near useless. Vigriff actually, yes, it is near useless, especially end game content. It is a big hindrance end game.
I actually had some good use for quick run during fighting the cars.
Well, yeah, that's early game, Joel. I mean end game.
Plus, I just like using. Do we have to defeat the pirates, or do we just have to survive the pirates? I forget.
You just have to let the time run out.
Okay.
Vigriff says same, yeah.
I also have a good use for it because I like just being able to speed up the running.
I do too. It helps once you have glide, it's pretty useless.
True.
Once you have glide is much faster. You can glide along the ground at a certain level, so quick run is basically we really don't need it.
Now, one thing I do like here, and I wish they play with it more, and I think they might in 3, even though it's Johnny Depp, so it's gonna be kind of creepy. Is Sora's relationship with Jack.
Yeah, especially funny enough, the second time you visit this world is probably one of my favorite second visits.
Definitely one of the better ones.
Especially because at the end, Jack looks at Sora and tries to get the Keyblade, and one day he says, "Someday I'll get a crew and I'll come for that Keyblade." I'm like, yes, I love that.
But I feel like Jack would do it in but in a he still likes Sora, but he would still take that Keyblade.
Oh yeah, well the thing is, whenever Jack screwed Will and them over in the third movie, he still kind of likes them. I mean, hell, he wouldn't have saved Will at the end of the third movie if he didn't at some point respect him.
Right.
I mean, hell, Jack could have had the Dutchman all to himself, but what did he do? He's like, nope, I'm gonna feel like a piece of shit for the rest of my life if I don't save Will.
And I can only go so far in my moral discrepancy.
Yeah.
Barbossa is gonna be so interesting to see in the third one.
Yeah. And then hopefully we don't get Dead Men Tell No Tales, because then that eventually means he's gonna die again. Spoilers.
I wouldn't also have Barbossa join Maleficent's gang.
You would?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. Vigor says Jack doesn't do most things maliciously, unlike most pirates. The thing is, Jack is probably the closest thing Disney has to quote-unquote, morally gray. And the reason I say this is because we technically don't have the East India Trading Company here, and we also don't have the whole British fleet thing right yet.
We also lose some of the good characters. We lose a lot of good characters in this game too. That's another.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Gibbs. No, the two idiots. No, the two British dudes. No, the parrot.
And Norrington.
Yep, and 2.
Lose Norrington. Funny thing, I hated Norrington in 1. I actually genuinely do like him in 3.
Which one's Norrington?
Norrington's the captain who wanted to marry Elizabeth.
I know what you were about to say.
Vigor says even with the company, he's still rather great. Yeah, exactly.
Jack's a bit like Han Solo, except if Han Solo didn't join the rebellion at the end and become a full good guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, there's a lot of similarities between Jack and Han that I think even more than we even realize.
Well, there is a Star Wars-y niche to it, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like Luke Skywalker, Elizabeth's kind of like
Now,
Leia.
I will say the one scene that I don't like that this game kind of screws over is the scene with Will and Jack on the ship from 1, where Will says, "I'm not a simpleton to you, Jack. You knew my father." Jack thanks for him, and he says, "I knew him. Probably one of the few that knew him is William Turner. Everyone else just called him Bootstrap or Bootstrap Bill." Bill's like, "Bootstrap? Good man, pirate. I swear you look just like him."
And he doesn't. In the later movie, they look like everyone's like Bootstrap Bill doesn't look anything like Will.
Yeah. Then again, I guess H does some shit to you.
Or just bad retconning.
Yeah. Then again, we don't know how old Jack was when he knew Bootstrap.
Why choose my name?
I don't know.
Elizabeth, where did you get that?
And I really miss that Gibbs wasn't in this game. He is gonna be in it. He is gonna be in 3.
It's weird how they're bringing back so many people for 3, but yet.
Yeah. It's gonna be so strange.
It's a gift from my father.
We're gonna have to see Adama. That's gonna be interesting.
I don't like when they use generic Kingdom Hearts music in part of the worlds.
I like when this music is used in The Lion King. Part where Simba's remembering his father. I feel like it works very well there. Compared to everything else, yeah, I think so. Especially for what The Lion King's going for there. Because let's you and I face it, Joel, The Lion King in this movie is not how it's played in the original Lion King.
Yo.
My blood.
Nathan, so Cole, how was the blank face weeping angel? Okay, Nathan. Here's the thing. Joel and I are going to be safe and are going after we finish Pirates, we're going to go probably to Agrabah, and then you're going to get the full good on story behind that because there's a lot of shit to talk about there. But
give us the short version, just for the people who are listening.
Okay, short version. Okay, Joel, let me put it to you this way. And to anyone who watches this, you're probably gonna think I am trying to get a shit ton of laughs. Believe me, I'm not. It's like Paul W.S. Anderson tripped a shitload of acid, and among his trip, thought to himself, hey, I want to make a movie that's a mix between Resident Evil, BVS, and The Room. But we gotta have the color correction from Snyder's BVS. We gotta get the Snyder vision into this.
That's amazing. I would totally want to be on what it is doing.
I will tell you, Joel, at points it is.
That's amazing.
I kid you not, people. There is a scene in this movie that me, along with half of the audience, burst out laughing uncontrollably at a scene where it was clearly not meant to be funny.
I suppose you'd run for it.
Sounds good to me.
It was astounding. The first 5 minutes that this movie starts, I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, so that's the kind of film we're in for. A B-movie cartoon. I can get behind that.
Nice.
And there are times it gets close to that, but then it does the thing that most of these movies do. It tries to take itself seriously.
Nathan says, I haven't had an audience laugh unintentionally since Alien Covenant. I don't think that's ever happened to any of the movies I've gone to, where audiences
It's
laugh.
never happened to any movie I've been to.
Except for this one.
It's happened, this is the first time. It is the first time. There is not a single scene in that film that made me legitimately scared.
Yeah.
I was tapping my foot on the floor for most of this movie thinking, do something, movie, just do something interesting. Have two people like cut each other's throats or something.
Well, people warned you, Cole. We warned you about this movie. I
went to this film thinking it can't possibly be that bad. And Joel, funny enough, it's not the worst movie of this year. It's the worst movie in at least 3 years.
Well, we warned you. Well, Cole, that's your problem for having faith. Slenderman.
The movie is Slenderman. The reason now, most of you who watch this here are going to be like, "Why the hell did you go see this movie?" That's a long story in and of itself. I am actually a big fan of the Slenderman concept. I remember when the whole idea, the whole creepypasta meme got big like 6, 7, or 8 years ago, when that was big, when Marble Hornets was getting big, when Marble Hornets was in its prime. And I love the idea of that concept because so many things made that concept legitimately scary. Scarier than even some of the movies we got in those years. And then, of course, like all things that are in the public eye, they go away. So for quite a while, I said, yeah, this movie's probably not going to be good. But I hope like hell, but I would feel like a hypocrite that I wanted something like this to be in the public eye again and not go see it. So I knew I had to see it. I knew I had to.
Go ahead, boy, shoot.
Do you know that Slenderman was based on a yokai, or at least heavily influenced by it?
But I can.
Yes. Well, heavily influenced on a lot of things. Nathan Snyder, is it this year's Bye Bye Man? By that I mean hilariously incompetent. Nathan, yes and no. There are times when it's hilariously bad, then there are times it's just, you're just scratching your head like, where you're thinking to yourself, you're like, how did this make it through the editing floor? Who in their right mind let this get through to the theater?
By the way, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Because there are scenes in this movie, and before people even ask me that say, is it worse than BVS? Is it worse than Suicide Squad? Is it worse than Justice League? Yes. Yes, it is. It's worse than all three. Both.
Wow.
All three.
Wow.
It's worse than all of them.
That's some bad.
Because at least with those 3 movies, there is one good thing within the film. It doesn't make the rest of the films any good, but it's the one thing that sticks out. This film doesn't have any of that. It has none of that. This film has maybe 2 things. A few seconds in the finale, there's something kind of creepy, and 2 of the lead girls are alright, but they're not good. Everything else, no.
Wow.
Everything else in this movie fails horrifically. Scenes don't flow with each other. I've heard some people say, oh, it's good, there's some genuinely decent scenes, but then I thought to myself going from the theater, I'm like, wait a minute, there were things that were introduced to this movie that were never brought up again. None of it. There was stuff that's never brought up after that. Nathan says, I don't know, I sat through Yoga Hosers and that was a horror show. No, that film is not a horror film, by the way. And just stuff doesn't flow with each other. Things get introduced only to have no meaning later, and it sticks out like a sore thumb as soon as you leave the theater. And I've heard some reviewers say, you know, less is more, and I'm like, yes, I agree. Problem is, this film doesn't do that. Sometimes it does, but not always.
Is it bombing or making money right now? I'm curious.
It's releasing technically fully tomorrow.
Ooh, I see.
So this is kind of a public service announcement for me. If any of you think Slenderman is a decent concept, play the original Slender game, read some of the creepypasta stories, or watch Marble Hornets, Tribe 12, Everyman Hybrid, or Dark Harvest for way better things, better Slenderman stories that are made for a micro of this movie's cost.
I'm not a big Slenderman fan, so I got no dog in this fight.
Yeah. Also, keep this in mind, people. When the first 5 minutes of this film had me thinking, even Annabelle had better dialogue than this. Nathan says less is more. They must be found footage movie fans. In some cases, Nathan, I would agree with that. Yeah, watch Lights Up. That's a better movie. Nathan, I don't think pretty much any horror movie of the past few years is probably much better than this.
Sorry.
It is much better.
I've heard
1,000 times better, actually.
I've heard good things about the new It.
Yeah, it is really good. The reason I say less is more, which is weird because this movie goes with that mentality for a little. For the first movie, you don't see the Slender. The movie just rolls around and then just does away with that and starts showing you shit. There are scenes where I felt like I was flat out tripping on acid.
So, gotta say, this is why I'm loving the new Godzilla movie they're making, because they're going with the opposite approach. More is more. They're showing you them monsters.
Nathan says It 2017 is a good, though the horror was the weakest part for me. The reason why I will say It is a better movie than this, Nathan, is because it at least has decent characters. Characters I can get behind.
But no Tim Curry.
Yeah. This movie has nothing. And I would almost argue this is not even a horror film.
It's a comedy of errors.
I wouldn't even call it that because there's a comedy of error at some point, but at times it's just it's sad. Not even sad. It's just boring. The characters were the best part of that film for me. Yeah, I agree with you, Nathan.
I had no interest in seeing it because it looked kind of scary.
Well, that's the thing. Joel will not go to see a horror movie. He doesn't want to go to a movie to be scared, and I can totally understand that.
I'm easily scared. Look at this guy running. I'm an easily freaked out person.
So, for any of you who are thinking about watching this movie, simple answer: don't do it.
Don't do it.
Watch 8th Grade. Go watch Christopher Robin.
I still have to see that.
Hell, go watch The Spy Who Dumped Me. I bet you that's at least hilariously bad or good at parts. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Or that Muppets movie where the puppets are the killers.
That's a weird movie.
That has Melissa McCarthy in it.
I heard that movie was supposed to come out years ago. That's why it looks dated.
That would not surprise me.
I don't know why I'm fighting all these dudes, but I'm going to. I don't think I have to either.
I remember exiting the film tonight and just laughing. Just laughing so hard that I'm like, I can't believe that movie happened.
Part of me kind of hopes it makes millions of dollars just to break your spirit. But a part of me doesn't.
If it does, then I would be happy if it did, because then that would mean that there are some people that want to see movies like this. Other than that, I'd be surprised if it makes even 190. Happy Time Murders was in development hell for 10 years. I'm mixed on how to feel for Happy Time Murders. I'm not surprised, Nathan. Have you heard of Happy Tree Friends? Yes, speaker, if I've heard of Happy Tree Friends. I've seen some Happy Tree Friends. I highly doubt Joel knows what Happy Tree Friends is.
Nope. Oh, I think we're about to fight Barbosa, too.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Sora.
Oh, where's Jack?
I'll go more in detail with the whole movie on the second half. Those are just my overall
Well, we
thoughts.
said you were going to rant about Slenderman, so... Okay, our promises have been kept.
Our promises have been kept. You want more? Watch the second video because you're gonna get that.
Huh? Jack!
You're a fool, Jack Sparrow.
Beaker says, "Is it long to laugh at the ways they die?"
Who die?
I'll explain that to you in a minute, Joel. Vigriff, I guess it's alright if you just acknowledge to yourself that you're probably going to hell for laughing at it, then yeah. Because I made peace with that a long time after I watched that.
Jack.
Basically, Joel, Happy Tree Friends is basically cartoon, very happy, cartoony looking woodland creature friends that just are having fun in the woods.
Yeah.
And then the episode then begins with that, and then continues with them getting maimed and dying horrific deaths.
Sounds like every My Little Pony fanfiction out there.
Yes, actually, probably. Nathan says, "I feel wrong laughing during the scary parts in it, and I like that film. Well, I'm going to hell." Yeah. Well, I can't believe I'm about to bring this up. There was a Ray William Johnson video that came out like years ago, and he commented over a video called "Best Cry Ever," and it was a video of that guy trying to get his life together, and the guy's son said, his son says, "Somewhere deep in my heart, I still love you," and then the guy starts crying, and when the guy starts crying, Joel, you'll get why I laughed at this. It reminds me of Chewbacca with Strap.
Oh my.
And I laughed uncontrollably when I heard that. Then some assholes auto-tuned the damn thing, and then I laughed even more.
This dang thing. Okay, this dang thing is trying to.
And then after that, I felt like shit for laughing at it and acknowledged I was going to hell.
You're gonna go to hell.
Beager says it's better than cupcakes. Yeah, exactly. Now, this is a fun fight. I do legitimately
Cupcake
enjoy
is
this
a
fight.
My Little Pony fanfiction. Hey, I won. That's quick.
Yeah, it's a fun fight. I love Barbosa's battle when he gets killed. It's great.
This ain't over.
Right. Care to surrender, Barbosa?
I will say.
People, here's a question to end the video off before Joel says his thing. What is the worst thing to laugh at? A funeral or a wedding?
Funeral.
I agree.
What say you we call
I will say this kingdom. I will say the Pirates world is probably the greatest offender of abridging the films.
I have to tell
Yeah.
Especially Pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Kingdom Hearts worlds do this, but I don't know why Kingdom Hearts 1 was better at abridging their movies.
Well, partially because they're not trying to really go straight from the movie, whereas this world is. It's trying to go straight from the movie. And it just doesn't. Also, Barbosa's death here really doesn't work.
Yeah, all the good thematic is just.
Especially the first movie, he doesn't overplay it in the first movie. He when he realizes that he literally has been killed, and he looks at the Jack lowers his gun. He says, "I feel cold."
whatever I want. Now that the power is mine again.
And Jack was hoping he was going to get some after this.
Yep.
That she is.
He almost did in the second movie. Well, he did. Well, technically, he did. Problem is, the time he did, it killed him.
I'm off.
That's because KH isn't rehashing to the point of Uncanny Valley. Yeah, exactly, Vigriff.
Hope Kingdom Hearts 3 learns its lesson.
Me too. And he was hoping he...
I mean, the fact that they seem to be having the organization members already there is already kind of a good sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I like the idea of, aw.
It is not red.
I like this.
Yeah. Oh god, remember, once we do the second visit to Halloween Town, we're gonna see Sora dancing with young Kyrie. It's so creepy.
Well, how's he supposed to know what Kyrie looks like?
Why don't they do the anime thing and make him picture her all busty and shit?
That's worse!
No, it's not. Joel! Pedophilia versus well... That's a good question. Which is worse?
Isn't there meant to be... Wait, Kyrie's how old in Kingdom Hearts 1?
14.
And Sora's how old in Kingdom Hearts 2?
15.
That's only 1 year apart. That's not pedophilia.
No. For a minute there. I was
Vigor says it's
afraid
better
you
than
were
imagining her as her younger self. Thank you, Vigriff.
Yup, me too.
Thank you, Vigriff. Because at the moment I start, like Joel, think of it like this, Joel. Let's say you had a crush back in before even junior high.
Well, yeah, that's a long time ago.
She disappeared, and then for some reason one night you imagined dancing with her, your older self with her, that exact version.
Well, that's like 20 years. That's way different.
Yeah, but think about that.
Also, you finished. Also, by the way, we finished Pirate's World.
Yeah.
So, what's
on that bombshell, we're going to start the second video. That way, in case this video does get deleted, we have covered our bases.
All right, everyone. So catch us in the second video.
Don't
Goodbye.
worry, I'll the link in the.
Bye bye. We'll be back.